5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, proper. Yeah, cool. I can count. Here we go. Hello and welcome to another game of StarLadder. It is Season 6. It is day number 25 out of the 27 days that there are, so coming Friday is the last day. Today is a day of a total of 8 games. This is already game number 5, and we'll see if Mousesports can get themselves a win in, because they kind of need to. They are tied with KP. KP still has a game after this one as well, so we'll see which one of those two gets ahead, because basically right now there is a battle between the two to actually get in the top 5. Normally it's top 4, but because Na'Vi is in there, you have to actually be in the top 5, because Na'Vi is not going to Kiev. But the other 4 that are in the top 5 will be going to Kiev. And with only 2 days or 3 days, including this one, to be played, things are important. Time's a ticking, points are ticking. You need the 3 points that you get from the wins. And right now, Mousesports will see if they can get 3 points from Power Rangers. Power Rangers, who's not been doing that well in StarLadder, and they are actually in need of some points of their own. Not because they could go to Kiev, but because they don't want to be in the bottom 4. Because the bottom 4 is having a chance to get regulated out of the StarSeries into Pro Series, and that's not where you want to be either. So we'll see which one of these 2 teams will take the 3 points that are up for grabs. And we have a 3-man caster team for you today as well. We have K-poptosis presenting you with all the stats that you need. You will not hear him, but you'll see what he does. And the one that you will hear, it is my co-caster, Kanaz. Save me.
Trying to save you. Jump in, start talking.
Yeah. Not sure what
yeah.
my mouth did, but oh well.
So things looking. Do you know who won between Mouz and KP?
No, but that is gonna be important indeed. I'm actually gonna look that up right now, because that is that's very important.
Yeah, because if they end up tied, they're gonna go by who won in their match between each other, right?
Yes.
So it could be very relevant, especially if Mousesports loses this game, and then they're kind of waiting on KP to hopefully lose their next game for them.
Well,
and so
KP is
at least for meantime.
Yeah, and KP will be up against TCM. So also, I mean, also one of those teams that could pull an upset. But overall, like in terms of stats, should be giving KP a win.
KP did win.
KP won.
Over Mouz.
Over Mouz. Okay, thank you for the stats, man.
No problem.
That's awesome. Didn't have to look it up all hasty. But KP won from Mousesports, and that makes this win all the more important, because they cannot be tied with KP anymore. Mousesports, after facing Power Rangers, they still have to face against OSG and Z-Rage. Both teams also, in theory, should be lower than, like in terms of losses, lower than Mousesports. By the way, and they have now 5 losses each, right? Quantic also has 5 losses. So there will be a 3-way tie if both KP and Mousesports end up with only wins from now on.
Yeah, it's gonna be complicated. Probably not worth trying to figure out.
We're just gonna see, because they just need to win and hope that KP loses for now. KP, if you're people wondering what teams they still have to face, they still have to face 4FC, as well as TCM, as well as Power Rangers of their own later on this week. And in a moment just so TCM. So yeah, still a lot of games to be played, and we have got a slug. One thing I want to note here, that we have got 2 stand-ins for Power Rangers. No one of those is JRB though, and JRB is the one that played Slark for Power Rangers, where they actually succeeded with it. But ZXC will try it again. The one time that we saw ZXC playing Slark with his team, they actually lost that game because he couldn't get the momentum going. We'll see if they have a better chance now. We have got an Ogre Magi picked up, and a Shadow Demon and a Weaver. Shadow Demon and Weaver have some great synergy with the Shikushi and the Disruption and the Soul Catcher there as well. Ogre Magi has got a Night Disable as well. They're far in the draft. Of course, there was no bonus time for Power Rangers whatsoever, so that made it go a bit faster, as Mousesports didn't use any of their bonus time. We've got Lifestealer picked up by Mousesports, Nature's Prophet, Keeper of Light, and a Rubik for the 2 supports. 1 offlane that needs still a mid, and for Power Ranger we need still a carry or a offlane, depending on what Weaver is gonna do.
Yeah, it'll depend completely on what Weaver is going to be for Power Rangers for them to determine what they're going to end up doing. I would expect that Weaver's probably off lane, and they'll go for someone who synergizes a little bit better with Ogre Magi. But they could just run Weaver carry and pick some random off lane to just survive. Nature's Prophet is still on the other side. I was looking at the bans trying to see who they banned out for off lanes. We have Lone Druid banned. It looks like they're kind of expecting Weaver to be carry with the Lone Druid ban for Mousesports.
5 seconds.
I just don't know why the Ogre Magi pick with the Weaver then, because there's not like a really good synergy there.
They don't really have a specific synergy, I agree. The Bloodlust could be nice for the Slark though. I guess for the Weaver it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, he'll mostly, like, his strength is being evasive and then hit and then be gone again and then hit and then gone again. Not that he hits like really fast. But we'll see how they use it. They pick up the Windrunner for the offlane, so that will be a Weaver that is farming. Could be an aggressive Trident actually. Ogre Magi's Ignite got a bit buffed, so maybe that will help as well with the chasing potential that Weaver already offers.
Yeah, they could certainly aggressive tri-lane with like a Windrunner farmer and leave Weaver to the solo safe lane. But they have options to move those heroes around depending on what they want to do, what they think Mousesports are going to do, and really how they want to respond to it. Weaver obviously very capable as a solo, and if they think it's just going to be Nature's Prophet in the bottom lane, they can run Weaver solo against Nature's Prophet. It won't be any trouble at all really for the Weaver. And they can try and contest the farm of the Nakes with the Windrunner, Ogre Magi, Shadow Demon, Tri-Lane, which can do actually a lot of damage. Shadow Demon, once he gets the Soul Catcher, and then Ogre Magi has some nukes, Windrunner has nukes, it can do a lot. It can burst heroes down. It won't be really effective against Lifestealer, but if you keep the supports out of lane, you keep killing them, it makes it harder for the Lifestealer to farm just because he can't get too close to the creep wave.
Yeah, we'll see what they're going to be doing now, because they pick up the puck, and I think aggressive Trilon is almost needed against the lineup that Mousesports has right now, because Lifestealer, you cannot let him get ahead here. You need to give that Slark some momentum, and you need him to allow to do that before that Lifestealer is of any use there. But it's going to be tough, because, I mean, Mousesports already have a very counter-aggressive lineup here, with indeed a Rubik and a Keeper of Light. Telekinesis getting in range for the open wounds there, and illuminates a lot of counter damage as well. It's tough to run an aggressive Trilon against the lineup that Mousesports has, but do you really want to try to try and have a farming battle with Lifestealer versus Weaver? No.
I mean, it's hard to say if you want to do that or not. Lifestealer, he has a better mid game. He comes online a little bit faster with that farm, so trying to contest the farm of the Lifestealer might be the best bet. If you run like the solo Weaver in the safe lane and then an aggressive tri-lane. But if you just go straight farming with your tri-lane versus farming with their tri-lane, your supports will typically get more, which can be relevant. And I don't think Windrunner is in a lot of trouble of dying to that top lane, especially with the open wounds nerf. Their only real way to initiate on Windrunner is with the lift from Rubik, and then Windrun will come up immediately after we can try and get away. So they could do that as well. I actually have a pause. Power Rangers beat Mousesports the last time they met, and that's the only time they met. That's pretty interesting, actually.
Yeah, and one thing that we know from Mousesports so far, I mean, they have got 5 losses in StarLadder in total. And most of those losses are not against teams that you would expect them to lose to, like IC Cup, Rock's Kiss. Those are the kind of teams that at this point you'd expect Mousesports to be above, but they have lost against them, and that is actually making Mousesports, I mean, it is interesting, like, they are maybe underestimating their opponents, and that could mean that Power Rangers have a slight edge here, even though for Mousesports there's a lot on the line, as we already discussed during the draft. We do have 2 standards for Power Rangers today, though. It is Juicy J, that will be playing the Shadow Demon for Power Rangers here. Looks like they will be having an aggressive tri-lane. Moon will be playing on the Weaver there, with the Treant already scouting out that aggressive tri-lane. Kat will be playing the Ogre Magi, as he often does actually for Power Rangers, I believe. We have got ZXC in the mid lane, no surprise there. He's playing the Slark, and then Nexus, the stand-in, playing for the Windrunner. Of course, Nexus also a well-known player in the CIS scene that we see for different teams. I believe he was once one of Next KZ's lineup when they were actually doing really well last year, for example. They're in the Western qualifiers of TI2.
Yeah, maybe that was a long time ago. I don't even remember. That was like Stylecat mid for them at the time. If I remember right. Okay. Yeah, It feels like forever ago. For Mousesports, we're going to Black playing the Lifestealer. He's up in the top lane. Nothing surprising there. Paz going to be on the Rubik. Cinderin, there he is, going to be playing the Keeper of the Light. That'll complete their tri-lane. Mid lane going to be Fada playing the Puck. And finally their off lane will be Quakeva on the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, and Lifestealer Black's second most played hero. 23 to 15, 61% record. Was a pretty decent record, to be fair. And we know that Black, I mean, overall, of course, Mousesports has got an okay win record, so it's not just Black, I guess. Of course, those records are only from post-TI2. People keep that in mind. Of course, we know that Black has played carry often also before TI2 in the past. But aggressive tri-lane versus safe tri-lane. I actually like Mousesports' lineup. They can go counter-initiate real easy with the telekinesis, and they also can save Black real easy with the telekinesis, and that keeps Keeper of the Light a bit free to go for a bit of jungling, because he's not really needed to keep his carry safe. He's needed for counter-initiation with that Illuminate, yes, but not really for keeping his carry safe. As you can, of course, vote for your favorite, exclamation mark, vote, PR, case sensitive, mind you, so capital P's, capital R, and exclamation mark, vote Mouz with a Z at the end and a capital M. Which one do you favor for this matchup now that you know the lineup?
I would say I favor Mousesports a little bit. Their lineup, it's pretty powerful. It has a lot of heroes that we see played a lot because they're very powerful. It has good split pushing, and it also has some AoE. Or quite a bit of AoE, whereas like the side of Mousesports doesn't really have much of anything in terms of AoE.
No,
or not Mousesports, Power Rangers, excuse me.
Yeah, we have got Slark having a tough time in the mid lane. He's only got 3 last hits while Puck is sitting on 10 to 6, so 6 denies for him. And he does get a pounce though, but the Orb Wave will still be there. Nice pounce, but he needs to get a lot more from this because he is one of those heroes that needs to get kills. He needs to snowball, and that, I mean, he doesn't need to necessarily win his lane, but he can't afford to lose it. And right now he's on the way to lose it. Oh,
yeah, he's pretty far behind.
They don't go in though. They just leave Black go. He actually picked up only stats, or actually no, nothing, no, not stats, only 1 level in open wounds, and he leaves 2 points open so far for Black, which is quite interesting to see. Wanted to know if he needs it for counter initiation, perhaps.
Yeah, he doesn't know. If he needs the rage, he needs the rage. Otherwise, he probably wants to grab an extra point in open wounds, but they're going on Cinderin.
Yeah, it takes a lot of harassment here. Moon has got a Shikushi soon. Disruption will make sure that there's no Rubik interfering there, as the first blood does go to Moon. Telekinesis and open wounds is still there from the Shadow Demon, and Black looks to be getting a kill here. There he goes. In the meantime, Weaver gets a kill on the Rubik there as well, so that's a 2-for-1 trade here on the top lane, with Black still getting that 1 kill, obviously. And not even the last hit. But he loses his 2 supports. And both of those are picked up by Moon, including the first blood, and this could be a very scary Weaver if he keeps on like this.
Yeah, Weaver getting kills in this tri-lane is very good. Both supports going down for Mousesports also definitely a good thing. Cinder went down before even the first kill went off, but it helps Moon a lot to get that first blood. He's out farming the Lifestealer at the moment, which is actually kind of surprising, considering he's ranged and the supports from Power Rangers have been doing a pretty decent job of being around the creep wave, while Mousesports, they've had their supports pulling and the like. But considering gonna start throwing out those Illuminates now to be annoying, and Black should keep getting the best of farm if it goes like this.
Yeah, he's doing okay actually. Like you said, I mean, he's 15 to 1 in terms of last hits. Well, the Weaver, even though of course he got 2 kills, so he's getting a lot of gold from that. He's 11 for 1 right now as well, and in terms of last hits, you'd expect him to be doing a bit better here, I would say. In the meantime, we do have a dive going on. Fada is going to be able to get the skill with the illusions helping out. Actually, no! 6 HP left! And I think, like, that Essence Shift... Oh, that's just agility. Never mind that. But the shield...
it all goes to agility.
The shield.
And it was that the illusions do, like, nothing when he has the poor man's shield, so that hit from the illusion effectively did no damage. Which is good for Slark, because otherwise he'd be dead, and he'd be really sad as a result of it. ZXC, though, gonna have to walk all the way back to base. In the meantime, Puck's sitting at full health, full mana, and has a regen rune bottle. So, not looking particularly good for ZXC at the moment, and Fada having a great time.
Yeah, 27 to 10 here for Fada, while ZXC is sitting only on 8 for 1. Really not favorable for him. In the meantime, Quakefa also doing really well in this bottom lane. I mean, this is an off-lane Nature's Prophet. He is farming up against Nexus. Nexus having a lot of trouble here with these Treants. And he is sitting on 23-0, so he's also getting some last hits. Some of those could be Treants, of course, but they give less gold than the actual creeps. But it is definitely a Nature's Prophet that is really having a happy time here up against that Windrunner.
Yeah, well, Nature's Prophet having a fantastic time at the moment. And it's because Windrunner doesn't really have the best solo matchup against Nature's Prophet. Just because these Treants are going to harass Nexus quite a bit, and they can also be used to help with last hitting. Windrunner doesn't have the best base damage.
Yeah, Mousesports sitting on 73% for people here in the Twitch chat. Telekinesis, caught, trouble. No open wounds, so he open wounds up on the Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon already dead. Nice stun still up on Cinder, and Moon still trying to get something, but can't. He'll end up going down. That's a double kill for Black, and Moon, he does not have mana for Shakushi. Ends up giving another kill up to Mousesports. No triple kill for Black, but still the entire trial lane getting wiped there with no kills in return.
Yeah, Moon getting caught with no mana there is really, really poor for him. He just ends up dying. Weaver with no mana is very, very killable this early in the game. If you can't Shakuchi away, you're just like this slow guy who walks around and gets killed. And yeah, once his support's put down, easy pick off. But giving away 3 kills makes this tri lane pretty much over for Power Rangers.
They are gonna go Moon. He does still have the Shakushi, and there's no vision here. And here actually comes a disruption and a stun. Soul Catcher there as well. There should be a kill going the way of Power Rangers. Illuminate though. Oh, Moon! You have to be so careful right there. Rubik still ends up going down to him, but he already has to go back. He has got that ring of health. Might decide to just sit around and wait. But he has to be careful for this Illuminate to come in, which will still hit on Cat. Lucky for him, it's only a level 1 Illuminate. In the meantime, mid lane, Pounds, Fada, able to jump himself out. Nexus coming in, nice Dream Call. ZXC has to pop his ulti for that one. No vision, Telekinesis still up on Nexus. They should be able to kill him off, especially with Koiko coming in. He tries to TP himself out while in his wind run, which is gonna not be enough actually. Nature's Prophet in the end with the right click kill. Very nicely done. He has got that ulti as well that he could throw out to help, but no mana for him. Another kill going the way of Mousesports, taking control over the mid lane. Something that you have to remember, that the ZXC is really needing to not lose this mid lane, and he is in the process of losing it. I mean, he is not having the control, and he is not having the first hand in trying to make something happen on the map, because it's Mousesports that does that.
Yeah, and Fana is doing a great job. Puck is not the best matchup in the world for Slark. It's very easy to dodge Slark's skills. Like if you just phase shift his pounce, then you're in this really weird position where your escape mechanism / initiation didn't do anything, and Puck is at full health next to you, silences you immediately, and then you're in a lot of trouble. So not the best matchup in the world. Of course, Puck also does more damage early with nukes. So he's doing okay, all things considered. Like he hasn't died, but he really needs some farm so he can start moving around and have an effect on this map.
Yeah, in the meantime, that trial lane, of course, not really working out. It's really paying its toll right now, because Moon, he is still level 5. Those level 2 Illuminates, they hurt. Look at that, 1/3 of his HP gone, and he just used a Salve. It is really not really doing too well. He does have his 2 supports back. In the meantime, we do have a Pounce going on. Puck able to phase shift it out indeed. ZXC able to stay alive as well, but not getting a kill, and he needs kills right now. Like, he is at the point, he is level 6, he has got his Porma shield, he's got boots, he is at the point where he should be able to get kills, find kills on the map. He lost his tier 1 tower though, and he doesn't really have the space to find kills, because everybody of Mousesports constantly sitting around. That trial lane, of course, needs to be able to help out Black, so they're constantly around there as well, and those are the 2 supports that you should be looking for if you are a Slark in this game.
Yeah, he needs to come up towards this top lane and create space there. He can also try and gain Quakefa pretty easily. Nature's Prophet, not particularly resilient early on. He does have the 3 points in teleport, so it's usually going to be off cooldown when he tries to set up ganks. But he can try at the very least to set up kills down there, and of course if Windrunner's around and could just shackle to interrupt the teleport, that'll often be enough time to get the kill. But he needs to get some kills somewhere, and Puck is probably not the target for this Slark right now.
No, even though he tries again. It's very admirable that he tries again. Dream Coil was there, but he's able to pounce that off, or Dark Pact that off rather. Tries to chase Fada down, but I mean, it's to no avail. He can't get it done. And in the meantime, we see on the last hits and the knives, all 3 cores of Mouz have more lives than all 3 cores of Power Rangers, and that's you see that back in the net worth as well. Of course, part of that is because of the tower, but also because of those last hits. And actually, Moon's still highest for his team in terms of net worth. Even though he died, he still, of course, has got those 3 kills. Cut. In some trouble, able to stay alive though. Tanky support as he is. Quite surprised that Power Ranger still continues to try to go for this aggressive trial, even though it's not really working as well as it should. And I mean, Windrunner farming is nice, but it's not going to be offering you any insurance in the late game. Insecurity.
Yeah, the Windrunner farming. I think the Windrunner's mostly down there to prevent Nature's Prophet from getting free towers. If Windrunner tries to move around, Nature's Prophet's just going to take that tower, and they can't really afford to give up a bunch of towers and gold when they're already behind. And it's hard to say if the Windrunner can even do anything moving forward.
Disruption will try to save Kat. Illuminate will still clean out Juicy J though, and Kat will go down. Moon, you run. Fada coming in, Dream Coil hits upon Moon. He doesn't have mana for his time lapse and ends up going down. Here comes the EXE, but what is he doing? Nice shackle coming up from Nexus. Power shot as well. Disruption will be there. It is a disruption coming up from the Shadow Demon, I think. Or was the Shadow Demon? No. Rubik. Rubik with the disruption. ZXC with the haste rune. Able to run away. Disruption. This time from the right guy. Black though, trying to chase him down. Is raged up. Looking for ZXC. One more hit away from dying. Can he get the job done? No, he cannot. Black now in a lot of trouble. He infests inside a creep. The medium cut goes down for the second time there on the top lane as he tried to do something. More illuminates. Will fly through as well. Hurting a bit up on Nexus, but nobody else will die here. 3 for 9 in total of the kill score. And Mousesports not able to get Moon in the end, did they? Yes, they did. Never mind. Puck got the double kill in the end. Moon coming back. But Power Rangers then not getting anything in total apart from 1 kill. Which was...
Did they get a kill there? I don't think they did.
Then they didn't. And then they lost
I think,
a lot of
yeah,
heroes.
I think it was just 4 kills.
Oh, it's
for
not over
Mousesports.
yet. Nexus, careful. There should be a tower down though. With everybody rotating in. Or maybe not. Fada able to TP out? No, maybe not. Armlet ready up on Black in his inventory as well. 3 heroes again. They stick on this trail lane, but this time they have ZXC with it as well. They want to go for Black. The pounce already off though. Moon trying to chase pass down, might be able to get the kill here, but Weaver goes down with him. That's not really the one thing that you want to be having happen there. Black gonna try to go up on ZXC. The pounce is still there up on Sinrin, but ZXC having to go back for now. Walks past the sentry ward though, so it's gonna be visible in that smoke. He needs to be not visible to get that regen up. He tries to pounce off the open wounds, and that should be enough. He pounces himself away again, all those pounces all the time. And Fada has got his blink dagger now as well, as we saw in the previous fight, I think.
Yeah, Fada is quite farmed, and so is Black. Black has face boots and armlet at like 12 minutes, and that was a safe lane lifestealer who had an aggressive tri-lane run against him.
Yeah.
So he has quite a bit of farm. Quakefa, I'm sure he's got stuff too. He's got his Midas and 2100 gold beyond it. Things are not looking very good for Power Rangers right now.
Nope.
They don't. Their team isn't really as powerful late game with like Puck. Puck gets worse, I guess, as the time goes on. But Nature's Prophet very powerful. Lifestealer always pretty strong, and like Weaver's the only one that's great in Slark, I guess, from Power Rangers as the game goes on. And they're not really in a position to do anything yet. Nexus is in trouble, but should be able to get away
yeah,
here.
Dream Coil will be there, but he'll try to TP out with the wind run there. Illuminate, whoo! He gets the kill. That was the Puck. That was the Dream Coil still, I think.
Yeah, it was the Dream Coil break. If you get low enough on HP and you teleport out, the Dream Coil still does the break damage.
Yep. Oh, Kat gets a multicast and lands a blood loss before he goes down, but down he goes anyway. Already support on the bottom lane going down as well. It was the Shadow Demon that was there, picked off by the Puck. ZXC. He's not able. I mean, he hasn't died yet, right? ZXC hasn't died yet, but he's also not got kills and he's not got assists. He's not been in any of the kills that have happened for Mousesports, for Power Rangers up until this point, and that's kind of bad news.
Yeah, Slark is just not having impact right now, and that's a problem. He's trying to go for that double damage, and not gonna be able to get it. Finally gets it, and just gonna force ZXC back. He's pretty low on mana at this point. Only has enough for 1 spell, and I don't know if he's gonna walk all the way back to base just to try and get mana back, or Bottle Crow, or what. But he needs to get something done for his team because they're falling further and further behind, and him not making anything happen anywhere on the map isn't really helping.
Oh, he keeps rotating as well, like he's trying, but he can't find openings, and that's of course also partly because Mousesports, they're also rotating, and they're making sure that they have their supports always assisting someone, always someone around there. Synderen giving Quick for some mana here. He has his Hand of Midas, by the way, up on his Nature's Prophet. In the meantime, Slark goes down. Fada with the double damage rune, finding him. And that was just Slark under his tier 2 tower, getting picked off by a solo Puck, who didn't even use his Dream Coil to get that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, well, he had the double damage rune, which helps,
helps
quite a bit. And ZXC was really low on mana,
Okay.
which is what I was commenting on, but I just don't... Like, hanging out for that long doesn't help anything.
Oh, come on! Stop doing that, Fada! And that's
I was
Quick
watching
for
that one.
I wasn't. I was
Oh.
watching bottom lane actually. We do have a disconnect coming off from the Nature's Prophet. Looks like they are gonna be continuing with him though. So it doesn't really matter that much apparently. But that was another kill for Fada. I mean, he still had the DD rune obviously. But he just came in, killed off the Weaver. Weaver was level 8 up against a level 12 Puck though. That's quite painful.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder. I mean, a 12k lead in experience in gold at like 15-16 minutes, that's a lot of golden experience to be behind this early.
Yeah. I mean,
Radiant's
it's
top tower is
almost
under attack.
1k gold extra per minute that Mousesports has. And once those tier 2 towers start falling, it will be up until that point. If they continue getting kills like this, which it seems like they are trying to.
Yeah, they're not going to lay off the pressure. Even Dagon picked up now on Puck. Again, great pickup when you get it early. The additional burst damage is so hard to fight through when you're under-leveled. Like, your supports, they're just going to die of this Puck before they can do anything. Blink Dagger, Silence, Dagon, or it's more damage than they have health right now.
Yeah, and a very fast mechanism coming also up for Mouz, so Synderen has that one. So they could actually try to go for 5-manning now and just start pushing. I mean, what can Power Rangers really do? They've got power shots to counter push. Come on, stop doing that, thank you. Black coming in there. Pass helping out with the Shikushi. Shadowblade now for the Nature's Prophet. We already had the Dagon, that's what I'll see. That's Fada not even using his Dagon, and this is an ownage for Mousesports right now. They're chasing down Fada though, they're looking for him, but they can't find him, not fast enough.
Yeah, and they can't actually chase the Puck right now, not with level 9 Slark.
Yeah, Nexus looks to be able to stay alive for now. Well, that's a first. Fada gets stunned, but dodges the ignite there. Open wounds up on cut. That's an Ogre Magi gone. Probably. Yeah, there we go. Black getting him. In the meantime, ZXC tried to look for Fada together with Moon. They can't find him though. As Nexus goes down as well in the bottom lane. I mean, well, that's the only start. Because Slark just killed off the Puck, but Puck at least still killed off the Weaver. The Ogre Magi still went down as well. Now open moves up a ZXC, and he tries to get away. Actually tries to get some pounce upon Koifa, but he needs to run. He needs to run real fast. And in the meantime, Disruption will be saving the Shadow Demon just for a little while longer. And I mean, every single member of Mouz is killing off people. Was killing off people during that time. Like we have 20 to 5. I can't follow everything. Sorry, people. There are missed kills in this game.
Yeah, that was actually really good play by Quakefa there. He was in Shadowblade, and he stood in front of ZXC on the Slark because he knew he was going to try and pounce to get away. So Quake just stood there and took the pounce immediately on top of him to try and prevent it. Still barely gets away with the disruption, but really just like good micro there trying to set up that kill.
Yeah, in the meantime, we have got Fada going for some more people. We see a Dream Call up on the Shadow Demon who tries to do what he can before he goes down, but down he shall go. And Fada actually goes down to the power shot coming off from the Winter. The ZXC though gets picked up by Quakefa coming in with the last hit there. So 2 for 2 in the end, with Rubik also dying there in the middle lane. Nature's Prophet ultimate bouncing around a bit, but nobody able to catch him out anymore. I mean, right now Mouz has such a dominating lead. Those were the first 2 kills for Power Rangers in a while. I mean, they killed off Fada earlier as well, which is great, but they, yeah. Mousesports is just so far ahead right now. It is almost a bit like, okay. I'm not sure how Power Rangers can get back from this one. How do you suggest Power Rangers comes back from this one?
That's a very difficult question. If they can keep getting trades, normally say like, oh, well, at least they're trading, it's fine. But they're so far behind that trades aren't really that great. Like, even if they're stagnating the gold and experience gain, Mousesports have a really big lead. So normally like, oh yeah, well the lead becomes smaller even if it stays the same over time just because of percentages. But when you're ahead 16k gold...
Yeah.
It's rough. It's definitely rough. They're gonna have to just try and get pickoffs wherever they can. Hope that Mouse keep playing as aggressively as they do, and they're getting some picks.
Yeah, perhaps. Koifa actually taking a lot of damage, able to Shadow Blade out of that ZXE though. He'll end up going down. Koifa with the last hit coming off from the Shadow Blade, taking a lot of extra damage. Suntail goes from Black Cut, chasing him by himself. He's now totally out of position. Fada finds him as well, Stinnerin. That's going to be a dead Ogre Mejai. In the meantime, Moon is running away from people there as well. Nice. Nice attempt to save. Illuminate will still fly through. One more hit, cut, boom, walks right into that Illuminate. Stinnerin with the kill. Dagon up on Juicy. Right click coming off from Fada. Weaver was the only one that was able to run away there as he was chasing Koifa. He didn't end up getting Koifa, but ends up that chase actually saved his life. And maybe cost his support's life, because maybe he could have done something there. I wouldn't know what though. But they went for a chase, didn't get anything with it, and it's... I mean, it's dropping towards a 20k in favor of Mousesports right now. 26-7.
Yeah,
and 27-7.
Here we go, double Dagon strats. Quakefa has his Dagon as well. It's just... Power Rangers aren't in a position where they can survive through this. The supports die immediately, and they can't afford to be taking 5v4 fights when they're way out leveled, like 15-15-14 on the cores for Mousesports and like 11-11-10 for Power Rangers. That's not where you want to be.
Yeah, Nature's Prophet as well as Black's Lifestealer. So Quakefa's Nature's Prophet, Black's Lifestealer haven't died yet the entire game. We see Quakefa actually trying to chase us down. Centroid or not, he'll get the kill in the end. And a double kill. I mean, if you walk past him and he has a level 2 Dagon, actually he takes a lot of harassment from ZX here, but the Centroid goes down. ZX has to be careful, and well, he just wants to kill right now. Misses the pounds, going for a nice dodge, looking for the last hit steal. No, doesn't get it. In the meantime, Windrunner is the last one alive on the side of Power Rangers, but I don't think that will last long. Nope. Power Rangers are not a team that calls GG early, but this is an early GG. I mean, or early, well, 20 minutes. 7-32. Mousesports take the 3 points. They need it. Right now, for them, it is important what happens in the next game, because they need KP to lose. KP will be up against TCM in the next game. Will TCM be able to take an upset against KP? Because some people might look at it that way, even though TCM has been really solid lately as well. But we'll see that next game. Mousesports completely dominating here.
Yeah, it wasn't a particularly close game, and they had 2 stand-ins for Power Rangers.
Yeah.
So things aren't awesome for them to begin with, but it really didn't go very well. And yeah, we'll just have to hope the Power Rangers are looking better as things go on. They're going to be in DreamHack in the next week. DreamHack is starting soon, right?
Coming Saturday. Mousesports is, yeah.
No, Power Rangers is too.
Yeah, but they actually cancelled out.
Oh, they canceled? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they couldn't make the trip, didn't have the money for it.
Oh, darn. Well, alright.
So extra team from the qualifiers actually made it through, which happened to be a Swedish team, so was able to make it anyways. But we are going to see another game. We're actually, with this short game, we have managed to catch up on the delays that we had earlier, so in 10 minutes time, about-ish, but less probably, we'll have TCM taking on KP. And that will be a game that KP also needs to win to keep on par with Mousesports, because there's a battle going on between those two. They're exactly even on points right now. Mouse is 3 points ahead, but KP is 1 game behind, so let's see if they can take those 3 points off TCM in the next game. StarLadder it is. Season 6, day number 25. This was game number 5 of a day where 8 games are to be seen in total. After KP versus TCM, we'll still have a game between Fnatic and Rockskiss, which should actually be a really nice match. And later on tonight, after that one, it is Navi taking on TCM Gaming again. And I will see Navi again in action as our last match of the day. So 3 more games to go through. 3 more games? Wow, that's going fairly fast. So stick around, more Dota 2 action coming your way in just a moment.